there are so many amazing women out there doing amazing things. And when women uplift each other, who knows what can happen? Okay, so if you watch Caffeinated Conversations, you know that Erin, my dear friend, is always around and helping me out and stuff. And she is also a librarian, which a lot of people probably do not know. And Erin Chekal, how long have you been a librarian?
Oh boy, a long time. I guess I don't really have the numbers.
No, that's okay.
More than 20 years.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, so this is the Children's Book Week, which is very important, another literacy advancement. And so, but when I hear children, I think younger. And when we were talking before this, you said, no, it's for every kid, right?
It's for every kid, absolutely. You start off, a lot of times you think with children's book that you're thinking of the picture book, which is wonderful. And we have Dr. Seuss. We
Yes, I have
the
Dr.
pigeon that drives the bus. We have, I'm trying to think, Frog and Toad. You've got all your old friends where you're looking at the pictures. And,
Right. And
those
words are minimal, right?
Not necessarily.
Oh,
With picture
okay.
books, actually, you get, it exposes children to a lot of diverse vocabulary. So the beginning to read books, when the child is beginning to take over and doing the reading, that tends to have a more limited vocabulary. Think Dr. Seuss, where there's only 30 words and the Cat in the Hat.
Right. Speaking of Dr. Seuss.
Right. But picture books can expose children to a wide range of vocabulary, as well as enhancing with the pictures.
Okay.
So some of them are, there's wordless picture books like The Snowman. And that is just wonderful to look through. But other books, you're really getting a diverse vocabulary, different cultures. And it's also really nice because it's not always about people. You think about all the animals.
Yes.
And that is wonderful because literature is a doorway to kids to see themselves and to see others. I like to say that it's good literature it's windows and doors. So you can look in to see how other people live, and also, it can relate to your experience. So picture books are great. The beginning to read books can sometimes be a little tiresome just because that's more about reading with decoding. So the kids are decoding.
Okay.
And, you'd also like to make sure that there's a story so that there's meaning.
Right.
But it's much more technical. But it's so much fun when you get into more independent reading. The beginning to read books, chapter books, like, this isn't a chapter book, but like the Who Was series, which is gateway nonfiction.
Right.
And kids can read about so many different people, and they're told so entertainingly. And there's pictures. There's also the I Survive series, where it's kind of a lower reading level.
Okay.
But again, it's like gateway nonfiction.
Right.
And it's also a lot of fun.
And fun is where I think the whole reading thing has to be for kids, right?
Absolutely.
Because I know some kids are like, I don't want to read.
Well, and there's the thing. There's not a lot of rules or laws in library science.
Okay.
But the one law that has stuck with me is Ragnathan's law. And it's the right book for the right reader at the right time. So if you have somebody who's like, I'm not a reader, I don't like to read. My challenge as a librarian is we haven't found you the right book.
Interesting.
And there are a lot of times that with books, moms and a lot of female teachers push novels, because I know I love to read a novel from the time I was little. Remember the Little House on the Prairie books?
Oh, yes, love those.
I have 3 boys, and I wanted them to love Beverly Cleary because I loved. First of all, it was super dated.
Right.
Secondly, they weren't interested in the novel. They just weren't. So it took a while. Then I was like, no, they like nonfiction. So with again, I love novels.
Right.
For I would say middle grades, which is, upper elementary, early middle school, Alan Gratz is amazing because he does awesome historical fiction. Oh. So you are getting knowledge. So it's that nonfiction.
Okay.
But also good literature teaches empathy.
Yes.
And that's where the fun comes in, if you can relate to the character or the story.
Or if it brings up something you've never thought about.
Correct.
Right?
Yes, that it challenges you.
Or it even
it can reaffirm or challenge.
Yeah. Or it talks about a place you've never been, and then it makes you want to go there.
And yet you kind of have been.
Right.
Because you visit it.
Exactly. No, it is amazing. So, okay, so what is your advice to kids? You're a firm believer in audiobooks too.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? So let's talk about that for a minute, because that's important.
With audiobooks, we started out as literature started out as an oral tradition. So the great tales were told around a campfire or around the dinner table, whatever. Audiobooks aren't that much different. Okay. It's also really nice because you can tell somebody who read a lot as a child and maybe wasn't read to because there's certain words that they know and they have the meaning. They can't pronounce them because they've never
Oh,
heard
they've never heard
them.
it.
So
Interesting.
you think about, I'm trying to think like melancholy.
Yeah.
Melancholy.
Yes.
Of course, that's what it is. I knew exactly what melancholy meant,
Right.
but I
But
hadn't
you couldn't
heard
say.
it.
Interesting.
So audiobooks help with that.
Okay.
It's also nice because you're not doing the technical decoding.
Okay.
So if you're reading for the story, if you're reading for the information, audiobooks are amazing. And also they're fun.
And there's no shame in audiobooks.
Oh, there's absolutely no
Right?
shame in
That's
audiobooks
what you
at
helped me
all.
dispel last
There
year.
is no
Yeah.
shame. Because what is the purpose of reading? If you're reading, let's say for a literature class, you're not necessarily looking, can I decode these words? You're looking at the story, you're looking at the character, you're looking at scenery, you're looking at themes and motifs. If you can hear it as well as, reading it,
Right.
you're getting the literature.
And you'll be able to answer those questions on the
Correct. The other thing is
quiz.
that people process differently.
Okay.
Some people are more auditory learners. Others are much more visual. If you have somebody who learns better by listening, this is great.
Okay.
And again, you can double up where you have the book and you're listening to it, but you don't have to.
Right.
If you're just reading recreationally, I can't read in the car when I'm driving because that's a safety hazard.
Correct.
But if you have an audiobooks, you can, you're getting, it's not that much different than listening to the radio in that you're learning something. And it's longer. It's not like little snippets or, on a talk show or,
Right, for sure.
whatever. You can also, I loved doing audiobooks when we do long car trips. Because again, it was kind of like the bedtime stories where you're all together, you're reading together, you can stop and you can talk. But even when children are learning, even up to 3rd, 4th grade, you have teachers in a classroom reading a book out loud. It might be a chapter a day. It might be like, Friday that we sit on the, circle
Sit on
and
the floor,
read.
yeah.
But that's audiobooks. That's reading. It's sharing the language. It's sharing the story.
I never thought of that. Like reading aloud is technically, like an audiobook.
Absolutely.
That is amazing. Okay, who's your favorite author?
That's like asking who's my favorite child.
I know.
I will say an author that I always go back to, and it's not a children's book. Well, actually, a children's author that I love is Kate DiCamillo with The Tale of Despereaux. I thought that was amazing, and her Mercy Watson books I think are great. I also love Alan Gretz, who does the historical fiction. And then Andrew Clements, who wrote Frindle. So Frindle, again, is like middle grade, and it's about a classroom of a boy who creates a new word, and that new word is Frindle. And it does talk about language. It's a class story, a classroom school story. So it talks about the dynamics in the class, and you have the supportive teacher. You also have, some conflict with
I was going to
people.
say there's got to be...
There's all the cast
always.
of characters.
Okay.
Yes, there's the tropes of the school story, but it rings true. And it's just, it's sweet and it's nice. As far as an adult author, Maeve Binchy is like warm milk and cookies to me all
right?
the time.
High five on that one, man.
All the time.
High five on that one. Listen, how many books a month do you read?
So if you count reading with audiobooks, this year I'm averaging 26.
26 a year?
Titles a month.
A month.
Yeah. So
Amazing.
I spend time in the car. I'm not watching TV so much just because I guess I did that. And right now I'm kind of more into the books. But it's interesting. I remember the first book I ever read, and it was The Monster at the End of the Book. And I loved that. And there are many books that throughout my life have been like pivotal, and it speaks to the time that I was there. And I read a lot, and then I didn't. I had my kids, and we did bedtime stories. I was working full-time. And even though I was working full-time as a librarian, what I was reading were reviews, news things.
It wasn't stuff that you...
I wasn't reading novels. I wasn't reading literature.
And you weren't reading for yourself?
I wasn't reading for myself. And it's probably about 3 years ago. No, it was with COVID where I started again with the audiobooks got me back in.
Okay. So audiobooks can turn it around for
And
you.
I do love books, and I always have.
Right.
I just didn't always have the time. So I don't have any more hours in my day now than I did before, but there's just been a shift.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, the right book for the right reader at the right time.
I was just going to ask you to repeat that. Awesome. Thank you so much, Erin. I
You're very
appreciate
welcome.
it. And when is the next Literacy Week coming up?
I would say every day.
Every
is
day,
Literacy
right?
Day. Every day is Children's Book Day.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You there, Dean? He misses. That was fantastic. So good.
I felt like, oh,
No, it was fantastic. Seriously.
Well, and I should know picture books better. And again, I just
Sorry.
haven't been in there.
you know,
Well, I hate to say those, but those are not things that I'd recommend.
I know.
People would pick them up, and that's great. If you're reading, that's good.
Right. Yeah, I just grabbed them. I was like, oh, look at the pretty kitty. It's like, I hate cats.
Me too.
Like, what is that, man? Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I appreciate that very much. So I've got to get this. Okay, so that has got to be, and then I'll write the description. Yep, thank you. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for our Women in Business segment. And if you know a woman who has her own business and should be put in the spotlight, let me know. You can tag me on social media. You can even DM me, or you can email me, and you can send that email to hello@brookeallencommunications.com. I know, a long email, but really, it's amazing to get the word out and to make those connections, and who knows what might come out of it, because when a woman uplifts another woman, magic can happen. We'll see you soon.